We are going to...
Yeah, I need to get better at that. Sorry. Pause it there. And I want to start out with the air raids. A lot of Ukrainians under air raids. Some of these are old, some of these are rather new. Mykolaiv, 6 minutes. Kherson, 6 minutes. Zaporizhia, 10 minutes. Donetsk, 1 hour, 3 minutes. Kharkiv, 13 minutes. Poltava, 6 hours. Started at 10 o'clock or 10:15 Ukraine time. So it's like 4 o'clock in the morning now in Ukraine, and the whole night in Poltava has been under air alarm. Pretty much the same thing, but it started at 9:15 in Sumy. 6 hours, 52 minutes in Chernihiv. Cherkasky, 3 hours, 47 minutes. Kyiv Oblast, 5 hours, 40 minutes. Kyiv City, 4 hours, 6 minutes. And Zhytomyr, 4 hours, 57 minutes. So, as usual, overnight, against, not really targeting military targets, just there to keep people awake at night. Operational information as of 5/11. Europe does it backwards than us, so the 5th of November. And, it surprises me how the Ukrainians giving us such good quality pictures like this from the front, and then like the drones are always so fuzzy. ACF, good to see you. Lynn, good to see you. Hey Blue. Jan Marie, good to see you. So let's just hop right into it. Ukrainian defenders continue to resolutely repulse the enemy's attempts to advance deep into our territory, inflicting effective fire damage on Russia, exhausting it along the entire front line. In total, 131 combat clashes took place since the beginning of the day. A huge drop down from yesterday of, 226? Russia launched 2 missile and 71 airstrikes on the territory of Ukraine, using 2 missiles and 101 anti-aircraft missiles. Glide bombs, okay. They struck 956 bad translation again. They used 596 kamikaze drones and fired more than 3,000 artillery shells on populated areas and the positions of our defenders. Yeah, what's the ding? Oh, jeez. The election's over and I'm still getting dings from the election. Hey, Golby, good to see you too. In the Kharkiv direction, the enemy attacked the defensive lines of our soldiers 7 times near Lipinsk, Voschansk, and Staritsa. All attacks were repelled. The enemy had no success. Busy day. Staritsa is here. Voschansk, of course, here. And then Lipsy is here. So still doing attacks in this area, still an active front, but they're just not making any ground, which is good to hear. In the Kupiansk direction, the enemy concentrated the main offensive efforts near Novo Osnemno and Lozova settlements. They were attacked 7 times. One attack continues. Lozovo. Oh, I can't see the other on. Yeah, I can't see the other city. Ah, here. So the attacks were here and Novo Sinovo. So basically this direction and this direction. No changes reported, so on either end. In the Lemansky direction, during the day, the Russian invaders attacked Ukrainian positions near Zagryzopi, Grivka, Novomykolaivka, Terny, and Torsky 9 times. All attacks were repelled by our defenders. Get down to Liman, Torsky, Terny, Novomykolaivka. I'm not seeing the other ones offhand. My dog's being silly, making funny noise behind me. In the Savitsky direction, our troops repelled 1 enemy attack near Bilogorivka. The situation is under control. In the Kramatorsk direction, our defenders repelled 2 assaults near Orkovo, Veselivka. In addition, the enemy carried out airstrikes in Chasiv Yar and Stupochki. Might as well include Toretsk in this. Russian attacked once in the areas of Toretsk. So, Bilohorivka in the Service direction. The glide bombs in Chasiv Yar and Stupochi. And Toretsk. There is an update in Terex on the Deep State map today where Russia made advances back into the area, into the high rises, and stepped out into like the business district here. Again, and that's considered Russia's great offensive, is, capturing how many buildings? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9 buildings. Russia captured 9 buildings, and of course, the headlines are going to be Ukraine's collapsing. Yeah. In the Pokrovsk direction, the occupiers have tried 31 times to break through our defenses near the settlements of Promin, Leviska, Novogorivka, Krutiyar, Saladov, and Grodivka. 3 skirmishes in the Saladov region are still ongoing. The enemy is suffering significant losses. Today, 219 occupiers were neutralized in this direction. 85 of them irreversibly. 2 cars, 1 mortar were also destroyed. And in addition, the enemy armored personnel carrier was damaged. You all know Prokrovsk is pretty heavy. Arseladov, Sukhavyat Promin is here. Mirolubivka, Novodemnikra's heavy fighting, and I'll just show you the updates so you can see, Russia captured a couple farm fields. I'm guessing this is going to be starting to be called the Kharkova direction instead of Kharkiv. But no, they still say Kharkiv. In the Kharkiv direction, the enemy attacked our positions 51 times. Almost half the attacks that Russia did today were in this direction. Voshchigna, Stepanivka, Ilanivka, Bryansk, Kremina Balka, Novoseladivka, Novodomivka, Grostoy, Maximilianivka, Antonivka, Elizavetsivka, Katerinivka, the same places, day after day, over and over again. According to the updated information, 24 battles continue. Remember, this is 10 o'clock at night for them that they give this update. And 24 battles at night. That's how important those night vision goggles and sights are for Ukrainian troops. 191 occupiers were neutralized, 76 of them irreversibly. Also destroyed 1 car, 1 armored combat vehicle, 1 electronic warfare trench station, 1 motorcycle, and an enemy mortar. And start down here. Katerinivka, Antonivka, Elizavetsivka, Ilanika. I'm not sure if they mean this Ilanika or this one. But probably this one, and then Novoseladivka, Voznivka, Novodomivka. Heavy attacks all along this line, and as of 10 p.m. Ukraine time yesterday, 24 were still ongoing. In the Vermis direction, invaders carried out 9 offensive actions near the settlements of Konstantinopoliska and Trudov. So far, 1 battle is ongoing. Okay, I'll cover that one, and then Trudov and Konstantinopoliska. So, yeah, this is, I think, where the front line is going to end up settling, is somewhere in this area. Again, a lot of defenses were made here because it's not an easy to defend area. Ukraine is giving up ground to save troops, where Russia is giving up troops to gain ground. Excuse me, sorry about that. In the direction of Juliupol, the settlements of Bilogorivka was hit by an unguided missiles. There was one futile attempt by the enemy to advance in the direction of our positions near Orachiv, and 3 attacks in the Dnieper direction. In other directions, the situation has not undergone significant changes. And Juliupol, and let's see if I could find that town. Okay, let me remind myself of the name. I believe it's this one here. Let's just double check. Because, again, the spelling's different, but no, I think it's Bilhuria here. Orahiv, and of course the attack was towards Orahiv. And Dnieper direction, it's hard to tell because they don't give settlement names, but I'm assuming in this general area. Again, other directions, the situation has not undergone changes. And today's units worth noting are the 76, brain not work. 65th Separate Mechanized Brigade, 35th or 38th Separate Marine, 68th Separate Jaeger Brigade, and the 126th Territorial Defense Brigade, who are effectively destroying the enemy and causing him significant losses in manpower and techniques. Glory to Ukraine. Support the Ukrainian army. Together we will win. And I kind of want to translate this back to Ukrainian. And Razom Переможемо. Together, back to get together we will win. Razom Переможемо. Thank you guys for the birthday wishes. Good to see you, Stephen Walsh, Martin Lee, KKGG. Good to see you. Okay, I'm glad it's not that hot, but I'm freaking cold here. We're at 42 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, yeah, rather chilly here. Pull up Zelensky's speech while I continue to read chat. Oh.
Бажаю здоров'я, шановні українці, українки. Сьогодні дійсно особливий день. І в усьому світі одна новина привертає всю увагу. Абсолютно переконливий результат виборів в Америці. Чітке лідерство президента Трампа. Я вітаю із цією перемогою. Взагалі для нас в Україні, в усій Європі надзвичайно важливо було увесь час чути слова тоді ще 45-го президента Сполучених Штатів про мир завдяки силі. Peace through strength. І коли це буде принципом політики завдяки силі. Peace through strength. І коли це буде принципом політики 47-го президента Сполучених Штатів, Америка і увесь світ від цього точно виграють. Недаремно так часто тепер згадують Рональда Рейгана. Люди хочуть впевненості, хочуть свободи, нормального життя. І для нас це життя без російської агресії. і з сильною Америкою, з сильною Україною, з сильними союзниками. Ми в цьому році говорили вже з президентом Трампом і телефоном в липні, і особисто на зустрічі у вересні. Це були хороші розмови. На рівні команд маємо взаємодію, як і завжди. Безперечно, цінуємо двопартійну підтримку Сполучених Штатів. По всім пунктам плану перемоги ми говорили на зустрічі в Нью-Йорку, також на зустрічах у Вашингтоні, в Конгресі, в Білому домі, і щодо оборони, і щодо економіки, і щодо майбутнього після війни. Ми маємо потенціал для міцнішої співпраці. Це те, що зробить і Україну, і Америку, і увесь вільний світ більш успішним. Завтра я буду в Будапешті на саміті Європейської політичної спільноти, на запрошення прем'єр-міністра, головуючого у Європейській раді Угорщини Віктора Орбана і президента Європейської ради Шарля Мішеля. Це вже 5-й саміт в цьому форматі. Перший був в Чехії, другий в Молдові, потім в Іспанії, Великобританії, тепер Угорщина. Я дякую за запрошення, і ми будемо обговорювати безпекові виклики в Європі, а також нові можливості для всіх партнерів. Буде ряд зустрічей, ряд домовленостей з європейськими лідерами. Сьогодні було багато нарад, якраз про те, які результати ми маємо зараз і які можемо досягти. Прем'єр-міністр України Денис Шмигаль, нарада щодо нашої поточної роботи і ключових питань стійкості, говорив також з Русланом Стефанчуком, головою Верховної Ради України, щодо дій і законодавчої і виконавчої гілок влади. Провів також нараду з Олександром Камишиним по роботі в оборонці, нашому постачанню для фронту і перспективних речей, які можна зробити для того, щоб посилити українські позиції. Звичайно, була доповідь головкома Сирського. Фронт. Виконання рішень, які можуть підтримати наших воїнів на передовій. Окремо хочу сьогодні подякувати усім українським воїнам, усім нашим підрозділам, які виконують бойові завдання в Курській області. Сьогодні вже 3 місяці Курській операції. І це наш внесок у те, щоб кожен у світі бачив, Україна може змінювати траєкторію цієї війни так, щоб винуватець війни відчував справжній тиск. Справжній мир буває досягненням тільки справді сміливих. Дякую всім, хто з Україною. Пишаюсь нашими людьми. Слава Україні!
Героям слава.
Бажаю здоров'я.
Big speech from Zelensky today. Of course, giving Trump some flattery, I guess. So, yeah, he knows how to play Trump, and hopefully can play him rather successfully this year. Check in on the air alerts, and it looks like Donetsk and Kharkiv have dropped off. All the others are still ongoing. I don't really want to click this because 90% of it is about Trump winning. But let's go into it. Yeah, Brandon Mitchell, yeah, that was kind of cool with the container full of stuff and packing the bags as he's sitting there chatting with everybody. I really enjoyed his content. Of course, Biden planning to surge military aid from the money currently available into Ukraine before Trump takes over. Why it's been waiting anyways, I don't know. Again, the North Korean troops, everybody's saying is talking about the first clash with the North Korean troops. The one thing that really made me smile today was Ukraine strikes new Russian warships after pounding Black Sea fleet. Now, of course, Forbes is saying 700 miles and blasted 3 Russian warships in one blow. First Caspian Sea attack. Paywall. Try Forbes. Let's see if I can enlarge this. You can see the plane, well, the UAV come in and hit right in the construction yards. Okay, let's get the zoom back to normal. As Americans were waking up to the news that Donald Trump had won the election, can't just be a story about the attacks. It has to include the freaking election. My brain's gonna explode if I hear more election stuff. At least one 21-foot robotic sport plane rigged for remote control and laden with explosives motored over Kaspisk, an anchorage in the Russian Caspian Fleet in Dagestan, 700 miles from the front line in Ukraine. Russian sailors dove for cover. Aeroprakt A-22s, operated by Ukrainian intelligence, plowed into a clutch of warships moored side by side on a pier. Explosion damaged 3 ships, including 2 Gepard-class frigates, the fleet's biggest ships, as well as a smaller Buyan corvette. The damaged vessels may account for nearly a third of the Caspian Sea's strength. I'm sorry, I can't help but laugh, but Ukraine just took out 3 more ships. A country without a navy at the moment is taking out more Russian ships than anybody else has before in a sea that they don't even have access to. Let me pull up Google Maps here. Where the heck is this place? I can't remember off the top of my head. Let's just cheat. Oh, here. This is where the attacks took place. There's no waterway access here. So Ukraine's taking out ships just because they could take out ships. These ships couldn't come, what are they going to do? Load them up on semis and drag them over? No, they play very little role. I say very little, but they are launching missiles from these ships and targeting Ukraine with those missiles. So, but this is honestly just we can do it. Let's do it, and shoving the finger in Putin's face. and I'm loving every minute of it. So here, measure distance from there to the likely launch source. Oh, yeah, 707 miles, 1,138 kilometers. And that just makes me smile. Again, Trump's victory, Ukraine. Well, I don't want to read more about the election, but Zelensky already spoke with President Trump. I'll go into that in a second. 5 civilians wounded in Russian strikes in Kyrgyzstan. Yeah, not much to say. They're targeting civilians. If you hear that sound, you're probably dead. How drone attacks are making evacuations in Ukraine increasingly unsafe. Again, they're not evacuating soldiers, they're evacuating civilians. And of course, they're attacking civilians. This is talking about Toretsk. A drone, I hate this highlighting that they have set up for this website. The drone unit that the Russians have near Toretsk seemed to delight in hitting non-military targets, but worse, it seems that they were using civilians as bait. Samuels, a 35-year-old humanitarian aid volunteer from UK. There was a police car along the same road as us that got hit. Amazingly, no one died, but 4 individuals who were there to evacuate some elderly people were heavily injured, and then they began to shell the area. So hit the civilians with drones, and then artillery strikes come in. These were the people they were evacuating and giving aid to. A whole lot more to read on that. So I'm just going to copy and share the link in chat. So if you guys want to read this article yourself, it's there. And I definitely like this news website because, for one, it's not a paywall. It has a small ad here that if you want to help and want to contribute, it's there. But if you want to ignore it, you just scroll. But yeah, there's that story. Again, talking about the U.S. election. And we're back to old news. So I'm going to cover the election from a different perspective. Zelensky's official Telegram channel. And had a great phone conversation with President Trump and congratulated him on his historic and landslide victory. As a result, made possible by his impressive campaign. Kudos to his family and team for their excellent work. We agreed to maintain a close dialogue and develop our cooperation. Strong and steadfast U.S. leadership is vital to the world and to a just peace. So, yeah, he's blowing smoke, but it is basically what you have to do with Trump. You play to his ego. I wish I could show you guys more of these videos, but they get rather gory. And I don't want to get kicked off YouTube because of it, unfortunately. And that's all I really have for today. I'll go back to the air raid map and catch up with chat because you guys have been busy and I can't read that fast. Okay, saving your water from frump. Okay. I forgot where you are, Linus. I don't remember. I'm sorry. Pigeon. Oh, Pigeon's here. Good to see a pigeon. Okay, I caught that. Brandon Mitchell stream from KK. What do you mean very brave there, Canty? I've doxed myself so many times on the stream. I don't care. If you want to come get me, come get me. You can't freaking swat me because there's no SWAT teams anywhere near here. It's a 2-hour drive, so I'll know about it way before they ever even get here. Had a frank discussion with hubby. Yeah, it's not a really good political situation around the world right now. You know, every country you talk to has issues with their leadership, all except one. I wonder which one I'm talking about. Yeah, and 2 of those plays involve meat waves. I don't want to be kicked off either. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm not 30. Golby, yeah. One thing I do want to cover, and I'll pull this up on. Oh, I forgot. I forgot Blue's little graphic. Combat losses of the enemy today. Day 987. 1,250 personnel, 6 tanks, 11 APVs, 20 artillery systems, 57 UAVs, 55 vehicles, and 1 special equipment. And we know that special equipment was a electronic warfare station. So, yeah, Ukraine continues to put up the numbers. I like seeing these double digits on the artillery and the UAVs, or the APVs. I'd like to see double digits on these tanks. But I think maybe Russia isn't using them as much anymore because they don't have very many of them left. If you guys want to know, I'm 48 today. Yeah, I'm old fuck. And I also tell everybody it's not the age that matters, it's the mileage. And I have some pretty rough miles on my chassis. um, you know, Ukraine's just taking care of Russia's junk. Unfortunately, Russia has to send it with explosives attached. Uh, I'll look for some of them on my video feeds. There's been a couple, but they're not as impressive anymore. I think Russia's learned not to load their tanks with as much ammo. Uh, just for out of curiosity, because Golby brings it up. So they're estimating 500 to 600 new tanks per year. Um, so let's take the high end number. And we all know Russia lies about numbers. Divide that by 365, and you're looking at 1.5 tanks a day. Um, so the 6 tanks that were taken out today, times that by 2, that's 12 days, half a month of production that Ukraine's taking out per day. Um, 6 here, 15 there, 11 there, 12, 8, 6 again, 19. When was this again? The last Halloween, 19 tanks taken out by Ukraine. That's a month and a half of production for Russia. And Ukraine's doing that in a day. There's 15 here on the 5th. That's a month's worth of production. Yeah, they can't have that many. I'm not sure what you mean by Stephen Walsh. um, yeah, it's the other one I want to look. I want to. Oh wait, not shell. 3 million artillery pieces. And it comes up with shells. Systems. And it still comes up with the shells. Oh, maybe this story will stay if it's not behind a paywall. Because they talk about the cruise missiles. No, they don't. I guess it's one of those things that I'm not gonna find out. What was it? News. Uh, okay, maybe if I take off per year. It still talks about shells. Again, more shells, more shells. Doesn't actually talk about units. The reason I wanted to know artillery units is because consistently Ukraine's taking out, 20 today, 29 yesterday, 35 the day before. Oh, only 10 here. Oh, 37 there. 26. Holy crap. 58 artillery systems on Halloween. Ukraine was putting up the numbers this day on Halloween. So I know Ukraine is producing like 15 to 20 a month of the actual systems. And that was with a French company that built a plant inside Ukraine. So there's no aid to Ukraine that's needed there. It's production inside the country. Here again, 47 artillery. So I'm gonna have to do a deeper dive into that and figure out. Oh, somebody's getting mad. Yeah, Russia's already emptied out their storages. Anything that could have been repaired has already been repaired and sent to the front. If I'm going to be chatting, I need to have that. Ooh, come here. You little brat. I go to pick her up and she runs under the bed. Oh, I should do this when I have pre-done it instead of right on stream, but you all remember these pictures where the tanks, APCs, everything like that, lined up, packed in. So, go to images, and these are the storage yards now. Before, now. Ones that have not been emptied out have been blown up. I'm going to load this guy's video up just because. declining 3 times quicker. So old photos and
summer months and less in the winter because over the winter it's cold. But looking at the previous summer, from April to September 2023, the number of tanks actually grew by 48. The exact reason for this is unknown. And again, both HIMARS and I counted each image multiple times to make sure we didn't screw up somewhere. Unlike some bases, there really aren't any indoor storage garages here. The few that do exist are for maintenance, or collapsing, or a few just small covered shelters. With some storage bases being effectively empty by mid-2023, like the 1295th and even the 111th, it's possible they're consolidating. After all, those are the only 2 bases further east than the 769th, so moving westward to a larger base is a shorter distance to eventually send them to Ukraine if needed. So that's tanks, but this base also holds a pretty large number of other armored fighting vehicles, mostly BMPs. Unlike tanks, their number hasn't changed at all in the last 4 months, still 509. The number has dropped significantly from the pre-war though, when it had 919, so 55% or nearly half today. And those remaining look pretty rough. It's obviously hard to know for sure in satellite imagery, but many appear to be missing turrets, many with the top passenger doors that have been left open for years, exposing the interior to the elements. Here I point out just a few, but you can see there are lots. Some 25 to 50% have visible defects. And that's just from what we can see from satellite imagery. We estimate that there's only about 160 left that could realistically be brought back into service without major work and repairs, likely costing more than they're even worth. And again, a similar situation with the tanks. Nearly half are in horrible condition. Here alone contains the most. These 200 plus tanks have sat here for years and years, virtually untouched. Here they are packed so tightly together that it's impossible for maintenance to have been done. Pick out any single tank and it becomes pretty clear that there's no way they could have ever gotten to it to do any work to it. So, what all this means, when graphed out, here's what we get. The big drops that we see in late 2022 comes from Russia's mobilization. This is where they quickly pulled massive numbers of vehicles to fill newly created units. So those drops are not really reflecting...
Yeah, basically saying what we already figured. What they have left in storage probably isn't usable. Between, the stuff that's missing that you can see from the satellite pictures to, the theft. I'm sure people went in there and gutted out the copper to sell copper and other systems. So what's there, they haven't touched in years. They're probably not going to be able to touch. So I think there's basic supplies have been used up. You see how tightly they were packed before. You could see the dark areas. Let me pull this picture, see if I can get this picture bigger.
Hopes of a diplomatic resolution.
Shush. Open image, a new tab. So you can see the dark spots where the vehicles were parked before. This is what they got left. Logistics vehicles. Looks like a couple fuel trucks. Pickup trucks and box vehicles, deuce and a halfs. There's a few tanks, a few APVs. I wish I knew where this was so we could get a better idea. But yeah, Russia's done with their stockpile. It's sat too long. It's been raided. It's been scrapped and blown up. And not to forget the captured. Um, I can't. Izium. This was Russia's staging ground when they controlled this area. Almost 1,500 tanks were captured by Ukrainian forces. Not to mention APVs, infantry vehicles, logistics vehicles. That was all left behind, and just Ukraine captured it and had to do 6 to 8 months worth of maintenance to get them all back and running. And if I remember correctly, this was the field here that the Russians used. Oh no, it was this one. Right next to the train station. This area was packed with tanks and other equipment. So this imagery is from, well, you don't really know when the image is from, but yeah. So this entire field was packed with equipment in various stages of repair and readiness. I bit my tongue on that one. And readiness. So you figure that entire field became Ukrainian equipment. Russia doesn't have any left. I shouldn't say any left. They don't have any reserves left to keep pushing like they do, like they have been. Yeah, I wouldn't call it a donation. It is a transfer. Let's see if give you guys some perspective. See if I can get a good image of it. No, that's just the train station. That doesn't give a really good view of it. Let's try from the south. No, that's in front of it. Okay. Well, there isn't anything that looks over that specific field, but so almost 4,000 feet. A kilometer long area. It's just how long until it gives me a mile? Okay. So half a mile. Half of a city block long, probably a quarter city block wide. And that was all full of equipment. 4,000 feet by 1,000 foot. Yeah, thanks, Russia. Sorry, Goldie. I had a thought in my head of like tactically acquired Ukraine, but I was trying to figure out how to reverse it, and my brain went to another direction, and I lost the thought. Okay, just because it's me and I want to... Can you picture yourself having a picnic right here? You know, the old fire pits right there, looking out on the river. I could see myself having a picnic here. You know, a nice shade tree to sit under. And this was July 19 before the war. Um Now, the old fire pits, little sandy beach right here to go swimming in the river, town on the other side. It, and it gives you kind of an idea of how hilly the area is. Um, yeah, that's a significant height advantage. But again, this is from July of 19. Let's go to Oskil near Kupiansk and see if there's a... Oh, that's a beautiful sunrise. I was hoping for a drone picture. You know, does this look like anywhere in particular to you? It looks like the rivers in South Dakota to me. But, you know, out there having a barbecue, taking pictures, and just a normal field in Ukraine. You see the farm fields off to the west. Okay, I wouldn't be camping in the winter or picnicking in the winter. And this is the only sad part about the infrastructure in Ukraine. Is a lot of it's old Soviet junk that hasn't been maintained because there isn't money for it. Ukraine's economy wasn't the best before, and it's certainly worse now with the war going on. Yeah, would you want to drive over this? I wouldn't, especially that part. You know, you look in the back, and there's the grain storage silos in the town. That's like a typical view for a town in South Dakota too. Houses and grain silos. It's a beautiful country. I could see why Russia wants it, because I want to be there too. But I don't want to force my language on them. I don't want to force my views on them. I want to go there and enjoy Ukrainian lifestyle, Ukrainian culture. Because every Ukrainian I've met was far more friendly than the average American I met or I meet. But it is what it is. on that note, let me pull up a chat I had with somebody earlier and show you guys a house I'm considering for $1,681. A nice fence, bench outside with a patio. Nice brick construction. A little garden right outside the front door. This little, let me go back a picture. This little lean-to is for firewood in the winter, and this is the root cellar. Barn with a barn, like your garage type of situation. And like the sides, like they'll keep goats or chickens or cows, like a cow in one of these side sections. The well for the property. I'm not sure, but I think that's the front door. A little dark inside, but the fence looks almost brand new. And there's the throne. Yeah, like just a little alcove for your firewood right next to the front door. I wish that firewood comes with it. And that's the garden out the back of the house. Nice trees to shade the house. And back to the beginning. One thing I would do, let's go back here. I would keep this center area as a garage and turn one of these into like a little studio apartment and the other one into my workshop. And I'd be a happy camper. 3 rooms in the house. An iron door in the entrance. Firewood's, yep, the firewood's there for you. No gas in the village, so you have to be wood heating. So yeah, they've done all the important stuff. Replaced part of the front fence. Internet's there. Satellite dish for TV. Oh, there's even a summer kitchen, shed, 2 garages that they didn't show in the picture. Mushrooms in the forest nearby. Products are delivered 2 times a week, and it's 186 kilometers to Kyiv. So like a 2-hour drive to Kyiv. So pretty much like where I'm at now. 2 hours to Sioux Falls. Inside it requires major repairs. I think they're talking about like the trim's missing. Yeah, okay, like the electrical needs to be placed instead of just hanging. Plaster. And like the outside probably needs a new plaster job in some spots. It is what it is. But there you go. There's a house in Ukraine on about 3/5 of an acre of our acres, of U.S. acres, for $1,681. And that's not the only one. There's cheaper ones. Oh yeah. I mean, no cracks in the foundations. The brickwork looks good. The roof looks good. Trees are a little close for my liking. I don't know about that, but what more could you ask for? Um, so that's right here. And 1,900, 1,417. So yeah, it needs a new plaster and sealing of the foundation. Again, this is just plaster. It doesn't look like there's no cracks in the wall, so it's not the foundation sagging. It just needs to be plastered and resealed. There's your yard. Oh, it looks like the barn's falling down, but the root cellar's brick. It's a brick house. Sorry, but the brick outhouse is kind of funny to me. And there's your backyard. Oh, yeah, I should definitely check out Dimria. I mean, there's no lack of places for sale. Every little dot is a place for sale, and the prices, like I said, range from $1,000, like 350,000 there. Ooh, spinny. Look on the map and find, Kiev. I want to be in this neighborhood. I want to be here, or Zhytomyr, or come on. There's Lviv. Okay, Ravine, $1,122. Yeah, that's a stock photo. That's going to be a place that's not finished building yet. So never mind. So I mean, 6,900 for 4 rooms. 4,700 for 3 rooms. Find the area you want to be. Just look it up. But plenty of places, even in the West. The West is more expensive though. Lviv. So you want to go to Ukraine? There you go. There's your options. 144,000 for a 4-bedroom apartment in Kiev. Oh no, this is not apartment. This is a private home. So it looks like its own water filter system, hot water tank. I want to say something. I really do. Now you tell me how much this house would cost in your area. So entrance. I'm guessing this is the water room, bathroom, kitchen, living room, bedroom, bedroom, bedroom. In my area, this home would be probably 550 or so. But here it is for 144. And yes, this is what I do to relax myself, is check out houses in Ukraine. Daydream. So, let's go back to the main one. Copy the link. So if you guys want to check it out, there's the website to find a place in Ukraine. I'm gonna call it there. My stomach's telling me it's time to go have dinner. And thanks for coming. Thanks for supporting Ukraine. Have a good night and be safe, everybody.
We are going to need to build a city